So we watched part 2 of the 90 Day Fiancé, like where they all get back and tell what's been going on. And I started Googling that fucking Colt and Larissa.
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking mess that is.
I saw that.
Colt is my favorite person on the show.
Colt is the one.
Colty.
That's what his mom calls him, right?
Are you caught up?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that's what
Larissa calls him. So Colt lives with his mom and their cats, correct?
Yes, and he's heavy set, and Larissa's Brazilian.
But he's heavy set, like his body type is the type of heavy set where you weren't born to be heavy set.
Yeah, he's
like
just
some guys. You look at him and you're like, you have a genetic thing where you're a fat guy. You kind of just know you're that shape. Like Colt just looks like he was born to be an in-shape guy, but does very little physical movement and loves a good snack.
But he's also like, he's grown on me. He's like literally my favorite person on the show because he got so confident.
Oh my God, look at that photo of him in the blue shirt.
Oh.
That's when you know you're not supposed to be fat, when your neck disappears and it all just starts going down like a pear shape. Yeah. He's a complete pear shape.
But he's got skinny guy confidence. I fucking love this guy.
At the end, yeah.
At the end, he builds up, and he's just not taking anybody's shit anymore. He's had enough, and I just love this dude.
Well, it's one of those things where you snap, I think. You just get abused for so long. I'm sure his mom, talks down to him. Everybody in his life treats him like a piece of shit.
She had arrested 3 times.
Eventually, he's not going to take this baloney anymore.
3 fucking times she got arrested. Like, they don't show you all this in the show. They indicate that she got arrested. They don't say for what.
Well, see, it's so funny about 90 Day Fiancé because they have this moral compass. They never want to say, like, these two met on some porno, web chat thing. Right. They say, well, we met on Facebook. Even though all you have to do is, Google for 2 seconds and see.
Is that what she is?
No, not her.
Oh.
But they'll go, like, remember that Russian chick?
Yes.
She was a cam girl.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
But they said that these two met on...
Siggy Breath?
No, not Siggy Breath. The other one who was from like 2 seasons ago, who was also fat and told her he was a millionaire from selling medical marijuana, and he was not a millionaire, and she got very pissed.
Well, yeah, these guys lying about how much money they make is insanity. It's like they're gonna see.
Yeah, you can't. You can lie about how much money you make, but then you can't bring them over and propose to them.
I love the guy whose Indonesian wife is fighting with the daughter, and she's like, "You told me we're going to have money," and he's like, "We're going to, but it's just going to take time." Yeah, we have to have time.
He brings this rich Indonesian chick who's got all this stuff. She lives in like a giant house. She's got golden things and marble things. And he brings her over. He lives in this like shitty house with his adult daughter. Within, 3 weeks of her being there, he kicks the daughter out of the house because she told him to. He ends up
the daughter was also making a mess or whatever.
But it's his daughter.
Yeah, but I think there's stuff there that we don't see. Obviously, they edited a certain way to they made the wife look horrible.
Horrible. He ends up going to a diner with the daughters, going, I really want you guys to be at the wedding. And they're like, well, you clearly took her side over ours. And he's going, well, I have to. And you're going, what?
Lead us, my wife. And we're going to do what we said we're going to do, but it's going to take time.
Because I've never heard an Indonesian accent before, but it's like there's like a little bit of almost like a British twang to it. Twang isn't the right word, but just a little essence of British in there. So it sounds a little highfalutin. And so she's going...
Well, she comes from money. They had servants and fucking maids.
She's talking about her expectations, and she's going to this nail salon at a strip mall that anybody in America goes like, well, yeah, it's an inexpensive nail salon. But she's going and asking her husband-to-be why all this money that was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
She was informed thered be some money. Why it's not there.
I told you how much I had, but I had to pay my wife alimony.
But then you said there was going to be money. You said there would be money.
We're going to do what I said we were going to do. It's going to take time.
These poor guys.
Larissa and Colt. I was on a Google. I think some of this happened after the last airing. She's been arrested 3 times for domestic battery. He's divorcing her because she fucking. I saw on Instagram. Did you see the Instagram post she left?
Did.
The video
I did.
Where her fucking face was bleeding, and they said that he's a nail biter. This other cops knew that he didn't scratch her. They said he's a nail biter, and he couldn't have because he doesn't have nails. So she scratched herself and said to the cops, he did it, and then she fucking bloodied his lip. I think she seems to be. I don't,
Who knows?
She seems to be a little off, maybe bipolar. I don't. She seems to spike very high and low.
Like it's not just a Latina.
No.
She's more than a fiery Latina.
She is feisty.
She's
She
denying.
is feisty.
Oh yeah.
But this poor bastard's just like, I just want everybody to get along. I just want everybody to get along. I just want everybody. We need calm.
Yeah.
But she's this hot Brazilian,
Right.
and
She's got a major temper.
a fucking
At one point,
horrible temper.
the mom hates her. The siblings
cousin
hate her.
hates her.
And she just goes like, I'm sorry, sometimes I am a bitch. And everybody's like, okay, it's okay. And then you go and you look at Instagram or whatever, and you see that after the show, there's cases of domestic violence going on.
Well, she did put something encouraging up. She wrote on her Instagram, she wrote, "Note, dear followers, friends, and family. I would like to clarify the rumors about drug abuse or suicide attempts are not true. I love For My Life so much that I would never try to do something like this. These allegations are completely false, and I have all my medical records to prove it. I'm going through a difficult moment in my life, blah, 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 blah." I love that she calls him Colty, and she's super sexy, and she's super volatile.
Right. But you totally get it. I mean,
Did you read the rumor? Sorry, the rumor that she fucking posted, like,
What?
She said to the cops or whatever that he was downloading like fucking like there's something with pedo porn or something.
do you think she was just saying that to get him
I
in trouble?
firmly believe that she was just saying that. And then there's like a DM between her friend who said, "Look, she'll admit that she just said that because she was mad," and he's like, "Nope, I'm prosecuting." Or Colty doesn't take any shit.
Well, once you've given up your life, you've made a fool of yourself on television, you've flown a woman in on this K1 visa from Brazil, you've married her, you've brought her into your family, you've promised her half your money, you've done everything, and you're at the point where she's scratching her own face, theoretically, and
It seems that way.
and it would appear accusing you of child porn of being a child porn collector, even though that's not something that you partake in.
Yeah.
Something's got to bring you to the breaking point, right?
Yeah, it was probably some kind of. I'm gonna guess that he bought porn or something. It was probably just like porn, like fucking, some
Probably just caught
babysitter
him on
porn.
like RedTube or something.
Yeah, and she bloodied his fucking lip, and he's like finished. He's divorcing her. But I fucking loved that. She got into his account and deleted his account, so we had to start a new Instagram account. This guy Colt is the best.
Do you think she punched him in the jaw and like bloodied his lip that way? Because
I'm gonna guess, yeah.
He pulled down his lip and like the bottom gum part is all bloody.
Or she might have grabbed him, and then there's like allegations that he cheated on her. Maybe he fucked a fan, or he might have been flirting. Who knows?
Who's he cheating on her with?
He's got fans. I mean, there's fans of these shows, and apparently he made some statement about, "Hey, I'm not perfect," and a fandom or some shit. Who knows?
But it probably is one of those things where she's done all this horrible shit, and then he just does a little bit of flirting online, and she gets him so twisted up, that he thinks that he's the bad guy for doing like this a little bit of innocent flirting online, and she's just Tasmanian deviling his entire life.
It wouldn't surprise me if a guy did, though, because he's just a regular dude. He's a software engineer, meets this hot girl, then there's problems. Then all of a sudden he's pretty well known, and then other girls are hitting him up, and
Gets
maybe
all
he
this
meets someone.
attention.
Yeah, especially Vegas, because there's all these people traveling to Vegas, so you have people coming through your town.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
You saying Vegas just made me realize what could happen to these guys. All these strippers in Vegas that are also hot and ready to take advantage of a sap are going to be watching 90 Day Fiancé, realize this guy's local, and they're like, wait, if this crazy chick from Brazil gets all this, I'll bet we could get a little bit out of this sap.
I don't think Colt is a sap, though. Like, I think he was love struck, but he's divorcing her, and he's like, enough is enough. And when he talked to her, and she was being mad because he wouldn't fly her in fast enough because they didn't have the paperwork, he's like, it's only 2 weeks. You have to be responsible.
That's my favorite part.
He's like, it's not feasible. He's just so calm.
Yeah. Right. She's like, but you said I would be able to come. Well, it's not feasible right now. It doesn't. We have to, if we're going to start a life here, we have to be prepared for it.
And then Larissa came in all rude, insulted the house.
Where are my flowers?
No air conditioning in the car.
No AC. Yeah. I love the fact that he's kind of a heavy guy who rides around no AC.
Oh, yeah.
His mom cooks him. But I don't know. He's my fucking favorite, this dude.
You think there's stink baked into that driver's seat of his car?
Maybe a little.
A little bit. Who cares? It's his car.
I love this dude.
She was complaining about no flowers at the airport. And then, but he did, you're right. He did stand true. If I remember, she first gets in from Brazil and she's going, no flowers, no flowers. And he's like, no flowers. And they pass by like a flower vending machine. And she goes, "Oh, flowers." And he goes, "No, we're not getting any of those. We have to
put his foot down."
Yeah, he's like, "No, we're not getting any of those. We have to spend responsibly. We're not doing that."
Sir, we're on a budget. It's all calm. I know people who don't watch the show get sick of hearing about it. I fucking love this show,
dude. You know what? I think that's slowly drifting away. Because I was getting that when I mean, even in the very beginning, because, I've been watching since season 1, episode 1, and people were like, this is ladies shit. We're not interested in this. But as the seasons continue, they realize that train wreck is what sells. So they just pack it full of train wreck. And every season I look at it, and there's somebody else and more people that are going like, okay, you guys were right. This show's fucking awesome. Tom Segura was tweeting the other day he was like, I think Tom Segura's tweet was 90 Day Fiancé is better than Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
great.
Amazing.
By the way, I wonder if there's couples that they film that they don't use any of. Like, there may be couples that they shoot that they go, you know what, this is not much conflict.
Right.
These guys have a little bit, but it's not interesting enough to put in with these disasters. Fuck them, just don't show any of it. There's probably couples that have shot this and have none of their footage shown.
Yeah. I'll bet they know, though. I bet they know within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know what? This seems actually quite healthy. I think this is going to work out just fine. Let's not go crazy filming this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other season that I was telling you about with the same Russian chick, at one point, she's getting mad at him for not flying her in quick enough or not having enough money or whatever. And I swear to God, it was one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen on TV. He's like, let me call her right now. He picks up his phone, and you can see, while it's by his ear, it lights up, and you see the Apple logo. And you're like, what the hell is going on? And then he looks down at his phone, and he goes, oh, no. And his phone just powered off. And then he starts trying to power it back on, and he goes, oh no, I gave her my iCloud password and she wiped my phone. What? She just sits there and you see it. You see his phone go on and off, and she completely went in, find my iPhone thing, and she just remotely wiped it.
Why would he do that?
People are fucking dumb,
dude.
man.
It goes back to Troy's theory that he presented, and that's what gets displayed on this show. It's like you get these guys, and in every case where it's nuts like this, it's always a girl that's way too hot for the guy. The guys become intoxicated. They're not thinking clearly.
And they lie about how much money they have.
They lie. They don't think about the consequences. And they get themselves into these situations that literally anybody watching could see a mile away.
Yeah.
This is gonna go poorly.
Yeah, this is gonna be a mess. It's not gonna work out.
Right.
Yep.
And they have no idea how to deal with a woman like Larissa.
No, of course not.
Like, she is a firecracker.
She'd be hard for anyone to deal with, though.
She would.
I've dealt with crazy people, and I couldn't handle her.
But
she's very angry.
A lot of these guys, though, if she's dating somebody who physically is an equal, if she's dating somebody else that has the opportunity to get girls that are as good looking as Larissa whenever they want, they're a lot more likely to walk away from crazy.
Oh, yeah.
When you're dating somebody that's way hot, the hottest girl you've ever dated, way out of your league, you will kid yourself into putting up with a lot. Because you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. I never thought this would.
And he fucks her a lot. Like, he loves to have sex.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. So this hot Brazilian girl, she's probably amazing in bed.
Yeah.
But he'll find someone. The good thing is, you've been on TV, he'll find a cute girl after this who's probably a little more stable. Like, who knows he wants to get married.
Right. Who's cuter than he would have done. Cuter than she's cuter than his normal. But not as hot as Larissa.
Not as hot as Larissa, but I bet she'll be a step up hotter because, again, he's been on 90, he's been on television for a whole season and he had a hot girl. He'll do okay.
Yeah,
because he wants to get married and he's got a nice mom and
Dude, how about the
love cult?
I mean, you talk about sex crazed. How about the Brazilian kid? Not the Brazilian, the Jamaican kid.
Yeah,
the 20-year-old Jamaican guy who meets this hot American blonde.
She's like 32 and he's like 20.
He's 20. And all he does, the whole season, every scene, he figures out some way to sneak in some reference to fucking or his dick. Like, he talks about his dick constantly. They're clearly having sex all the time. They get married.
And that's what attracts her to him, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Is the fact that he's putting that island dick to her.
Oh, yeah. She likes it, but she's tamed him, right? Like, she's like, you know what? I'm the one who's tamed this guy. They get married at an Elvis chapel because nobody in her life.
They were getting racist death threats.
Right.
People were fucking, dropping the N-bomb on Facebook. And so they were just getting all this horrible shit.
So they get married at an Elvis chapel. And then, like, within a week after the wedding, she catches him on Tinder trying to bring girls back to his
3
house.
days while she's bartending at her second job.
Yeah.
And he's talking on Tinder.
He's like, I don't know anybody. I'm just trying to meet people.
Right, I'm just trying to meet people. And then he's talking to the producer, and he's like, you know what? I made a mistake, and I'm going to make it right. But it was just talking. But it was just messages. It was just messages.
And by the way, this is how he got caught. The girl tried to FaceTime him at night, and then the fucking wife called her back and goes, "Why are you trying to talk to my husband?"
And she's like,
she goes, "With the Jamaican guy on Tinder?"
Oh no!
Oh, for Pete's sake!
That's all the details you need.
Yeah, but that's a 20-year-old rookie mistake. Like, Jay fucked up. You don't do that fast.
3 days.
That was a mess.
I mean, the guy's just, he's on fire. He's ready to go.
But he's like, he thinks about it this way. He's like, I'm in Jamaica, fucking tourists for so long.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the land of tourists. It's like a big fat guy being in the land of chocolate. Like, you're just in the land of tourists going,
fuck.
They're all here. I could just go out right now.
And she was upset because I guess the girl he was talking to, she said, was a lot bigger than she was.
Like bigger in the sense,
As in,
Fatter
like, she
or
was
taller?
probably like pretty
a heavy set girl.
Yeah.
Maybe tall with large bosoms. Who knows?
A Jamaican guy going for a big fat white chick. I'm glad he's getting to America and just breaking stereotypes
care.
left and right.
This girl, his wife's hot though. I mean, the blonde is hot.
She's very hot.
Yeah.
She's very sexy.
But
It's a mess, this show. It's fucking great.
It's one of the best shows on television.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got me into it.
yeah.
And you don't want to like it because it's like, I typically don't watch any of the Housewives shows. I don't
But
like
it's
any
not
of it.
that.
It's just fucking, and the before the 90 days is great too.
Because
I'm dying to find out what happened with the fucking African guy, Michael, and his fucking Southern wife.
Oh, yeah. Because it's normal people. It's not like housewife shows where it's rich people and you can tell it's scripted.
And they don't have the money. Like, you're like, why don't the producers just fly him in? And it's like, oh, no, they don't do that.
Right.
It's got to be with the budget. We're on a budget later. Later, our budget doesn't allow it. We're going to do it, but it's going to take time. Fucking guys.
I mean, you watch this stuff that clearly the producers could help with,
Yes.
but they don't.
The paperwork.
Of course, they don't help with the paperwork. They don't help with budgetary concerns.
No, they don't at all.
Because they realize that that's what's going to bring the natural drama of the show.
I think once in a while they might sneak in and do something if they think it will help the show.
Right, to just kind of keep it going.
To keep it going, yeah. And you know that they're doing some selective editing. It's a part of it. And they're probably making some people look good and some people look like total cunts.
Right.
Just because it keeps a storyline interesting.
So they're
geniuses. Whoever edits this show is a fucking genius.
They're amazing.
Everybody involved this is the best fucking show.
And they're only getting better, and they're doing so good at focusing on what works. I go crazy when I watch these shows, and they start, like the first season that had like Pow on it that we have had on the show now.
They just had a baby, and they actually worked out.
Because it was like 25% train wreck the first season.
Yeah.
And you would just watch for that 25%. Now, it's probably 90% train wreck. The episodes are so long. The episodes are like 2 hours long
2
each,
hours.
sometimes more. But it's all train wreck. Like, you have to keep watching. So you have the Jamaican guy and the white girl. You have Colt and Larissa. Colt is the guy on a budget, and Larissa is the Brazilian.
The Samoan and the...
Oh, my God.
he's
Wait,
just-
these two are ending it too?
Okay.
I didn't know that. She's fucking so hot.
She's gorgeous.
So this guy, he's been like a confirmed bachelor forever.
Yeah.
He's a handsome guy.
Jonathan and what's her name? Fernanda.
Fernanda. But he brings Fernanda in, and she's smoking hot. But the day that she gets there, she opens up some drawers to put her clothes in, and she finds another girl's panties in his house, like the first day, which is like, what are you doing, buddy?
She is so fucking hot.
19.
Yeah.
That's too bad. And this isn't working out for the two of them?
He's 32. He's a good-looking dude, so he probably, he did well before.
He's got well-manicured stubble.
But
Like, somebody is on the scene when they manicure their stubble.
Oh, man, is she hot.
Yeah, she's ridiculous.
So what did it say? They're broken up?
That he blocked her on Instagram after their split. Go back down a little bit, Troy. Holy shit! They announced their divorce in shock. Wow.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
Oh my God. First time I say something, I get blocked. Very mature. The model shared screenshots of her comments with Rivera regarding their relationship, in which Rivera placed blame on Flores for their fault. These women, these people are sharing all this private stuff publicly,
right?
Because they're not used to being famous,
right?
They're not used to being. I don't think that's her though, because the girl. No, the girl has way more than that followers wise. That's Twitter. Try Instagram, because she has a lot of fucking Instagram followers.
And then the show ends, and they're trying to figure out how to kind of keep the wave going, how to keep the fame going. Like, they don't know when is the time to turn off their personal lives and when is not. Like, how do they get back into the regular world and actually just have a relationship, you know what I mean? Have lives.
Yeah, I mean,
especially now.
I'm probably a little too old for her, but I wouldn't mind flying her into New York. But she is married. She's really married, so I can't try it.
I thought they said they're getting divorced.
Well, still married.
What if they're separated, though? You got to wait until all the paperwork is signed, all the T's are crossed, and the I's are dotted?
She might want to stay.
And I think this, a girl like this in Mexico, she's just a regular 18, 19-year-old girl. She comes here, gets some television exposure, and now she's like supermodel.
288,000 Instagram followers.
Yeah, plus she gets a stylist, a makeup artist, a hair person, you know what I mean?
She's just out of
She is smoking hot.
Easily have a modeling career.
She's really beautiful. But
you would fly her in, Jim?
Yeah. But you know what? I couldn't. I would not. He's like 32, and he's really a good-looking dude and in great shape.
Oh, Yim. Yim, it's so good to see you.
No, because she gets mad at this guy, and he's actually probably pretty a faithful guy. She would not. I Google you. It would be ugly.
Yeah.
Plus, that's too young.
You don't stop texting.
Stop sending pictures of your dick. She is so fucking hot, though. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean the other story that I'm like, I think it's probably...
There's a lot of drama in that one, too.
A lot of drama.
All these couples are fucking splitting. These are real messes.
It's so fiery.
Do you watch it, Travis?
It's so great, dude.
It's addicting.
It's better. I mean, it's better than...
It's been on my list for such a long time.
You got to watch it, because...
I know, and I see every time I open up Hulu, I see that they're all there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the... I didn't know these two were separate. I had no idea.
That's too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah, look who's following.
Oh.
Yeah. Got the old Troy Kwanski.
I follow, yep.
Yeah.
Her and what's her name? The other one.
Which
Larissa, or whatever, the Brazilian chick.
So there's Larissa, the crazy one?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
I want to stay up on them.
You got to see what's going on, right?
But the tell-alls, it was funny when they got together, and then, they show up late. And then it was a whole thing, and they're all yelling at each other, and the Samoan guy smacking himself in the head. And it was chaos. But then they did like a follow-up of the follow-up, and it felt like they were kind of milking it a little too much.
Oh, yeah.
When they're showing them stuff that people were saying about them.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, okay, this is it. You guys have maxed out.
But they like to tap that well until it's dry.
Oh, they will.
They like every last drip. That's our water. We'd like to consume every last drip.
And and then they're going to do Happily Ever After, which is like the follow-up.
So this is what they do now. 90 Day Fiancé has become such a hit. They do 90 Day Fiancé. And of course, we all know the premise of 90 Day Fiancé is you meet somebody who lives in a different country.
Yes.
And you're bringing them in on a K1 visa, which means you have 90 days to get married to this person.
But you have to prove a relationship. Right. You have to prove you've been there and that you've seen them. You haven't just met them online once and not met them.
So that show became such a hit that they go, okay, we need to do a follow-up because people like Troy Kwan are following them on Instagram. So let's do 90 Day Happily Ever After? Because there's a question mark at the end. And that's where they do, they just follow the same couples again, and they see how their lives are now. Then they added a third show to the franchise, which follows along with what you were just saying, where you have to prove coupledom and go over there, which is before the 90 days, which is probably... depending on the season, my favorite of the franchise.
It's the biggest potential for a disaster.
Exactly.
Because you have no proven track record yet. You're just getting to meet each other. Mm-hmm. And it's like, is this just a fucking, are we going to get along? Is this a fantasy? What is this? Do we connect? Oh, and watching them get so frustrated, not do their paperwork right.
Oh.
The British guy who had a fucking...
They're still together.
Oh, good. They had assault charges from, I guess, old fights, and they're trying to get in. Has he gotten in yet or no?
No, he couldn't get in, I don't think. I think she moved there or something. I don't know.
Oh, they totally denied him?
Only reason I know that they're still together, I know that they live together. Maybe they didn't deny him. I have no idea.
Oh, I hope not.
I just saw they were on the Cameo video website together. So you can buy like Cameo video messages from them. But the couple that I really am fascinated by that was just on this previous season of 90 Day Fiancé is the Samoan couple. I mean, they're
I hate
my
the way everyone's
favorite.
trying to say Samoa. It's not my favorite, but I hate the way everyone's saying Samoa.
Samoa. I went over to Samoa. It's like how come your accent disappears except for when you say the word Samoa?
And Kalini, I don't like she yells at me. I love Kalini.
So
her sister's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I have a thing for her sister.
So this girl,
do you really?
Yeah, I think she was definitely cute, and it looks like she was kind of cute too.
Yeah, Kalini is cute, and the father's a fucking problem though.
So this girl,
he's a big, he looks like a big ex-biker.
Yeah,
he's a problem.
He's like a Samoan wrestler.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
One of the wild Samoans.
Very protective over his daughters.
So this girl Kalini goes to Samoa on like a vacation because she's half Samoan. Her dad's Samoan. Her mom's white, right?
I think so. And
Yeah.
the father wants her to marry a white guy.
The father's like, don't marry a Samoan
Don't
guy.
marry one of us.
Don't do that. And so first episode, you find out she went to Samoa and she had lost her virginity.
Yeah.
To one of the guys who worked at the resort.
Asuelo.
Yeah. And he knocked her up. He got her pregnant.
Yeah.
So now she's going to marry this guy. And your first thought is like, oh, he must be one of these like studs that just fucks everything that walks onto that resort, to blah, blah, blah. And then you meet him. And the minute you meet him, he's at the airport and he drops his bags and starts doing a Samoan tribal dance in the middle of the airport. And you're like, oh my God, I think mentally there might be something off with him.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No, he's great. He's not. He's kind of like a little chunky and has no charm to him whatsoever.
But he has those waist tattoos.
He does.
Those tattoos around his waist that these tribal guys have. But I like him. He's like a little kid.
But don't you think that there might be maybe something, I don't think it's just a language barrier. I think that there could be something mentally.
No, he seems slow.
He cries. I think
right?
he cries a lot. I just like him. He's a fucking maniac. But I like this dude.
And so you're watching and you're like, I don't even understand how these two are communicating. He's just got this weird. You know why you like him? He's got a weird smile in his eyes all the time.
Yeah.
He's just always kind of blissfully ignorant of everything.
Don't like me, and I said to Kalini. Yeah.
But then, halfway through the show, she's sitting there trying to raise a kid. You're like, oh my God, how is this guy going to be the father of a child? Like, this makes no sense. And then halfway through the show, she tells the producers, look, I'm pregnant again.
She's so humiliated that he's dancing in the airport.
But then she lets him knock her up again.
Yeah. But then the family's blaming him, and it's like, that's not how it works.
Yes, it takes more than two to tango, or something like that.
And he doesn't like condoms because it's for sluts?
For sluts, yeah.
Not getting pregnant so getting pregnant all the time is not for sluts.
That's right.
But so you couldn't sit there as a woman. You have flown this man to America. You are bringing him this new way of life. You're trying to bring him all this stuff. You can't sit there and tell him, no, your idea of condoms are for sluts is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fuck you unless you put a condom on. No, instead it's like, well, what can I do?
I don't blame him.
He said condoms are for sluts. We can't use condoms then. You're the one using the condom.
They're the best. So yeah, I highly recommend this season.
Yeah, so she has to go marry this guy who she met at a resort.
Do you think they're filming another season already?
Knocked her up a second time. Dude, they are filming nonstop. I'll bet they got one crew doing Happily Ever After because they want to find out what happens to Kalini.
Kalini, the family no like.
They want to find out what happens to all these disasters.
Yeah.
They got a whole new I'll bet there's another crew that's following this last season of Before the 90 Days, doing the new season of 90 Days. I'll bet there's a third crew still that's doing a new season of Before the 90 Days, and I'll bet there's a fourth crew filming a new season of New Couples of 90 Days. I'll bet there are 4 crews doing 4 shows simultaneously right now, because Lifetime, or whatever channel, what is this, on Lifetime?
It's on Lifetime. Isn't it? I think so.
No, TLC.
TLC.
TLC, they're finally out of the right. You know, they had such a hit with John and Kate and 8.
Oh, right.
And then that whole thing turned into a disaster.
Yeah.
And they were like, wait, this show got way more attention when it was a disaster. What if we just started doing the disasters? The whole network is going to become 90 Day Fiancé and the spinoffs, and also Look How Fat These People Are. And those are going to be the shows, and I'll watch it all the time.
Yeah, just train wrecks. Just one fucking train wreck. But it's funny, I was reading an article on People about Larissa and Colt and like how the assault happened or whatever, the alleged assault.
Were you just licking your fingers as you turned the page in People magazine? Ooh, I have to find out.
No, I was scrolling. I wanted up-to-date information. So there was something about like, yeah, she was arrested 3 times, but then they're like, doesn't she look good, or don't they look good? And then they're talking about fashion after she got arrested for fucking scratching her own face in a domestic assault.
With the Me Too movement and feminism and equal rights for all people and all that stuff, it doesn't apply to 90 Day Fiancé. That's all. 90 Day Fiancé is a different world.
See right there, the two together. She looks very beautiful there with Colt. Now you scroll up to the top, Troy, where you just were, and that's her like mugshot or whatever, and she has no makeup and she looks mad. Like that's what he sees when she's pissed off.
Right.
Like, I don't know where in Brazil she's from, if it's from a nice area or not, but that's the face that he sees when she's fucking pissed.
You think he's had that Ray Liotta wake up from Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colty. Yeah, so I recommend this show highly. It's getting to be a bigger and bigger mess.